I'm a proud change maker and an agri agent for Roots Africa for MMU communities. Around MMU communities, I work with the 4 communities, and that is Kazingo. Here in the Kazingo community, it is where I identified a group of passionate farmers or people that are really eager to learn more about agriculture. And it was actually in March, 14th March 2025, it's when I identified a group of people with the help of Madam Kovsingi Machweta Kiki, or my mom, as she can stand up for recognition. So that is my mom when I'm in Fort Portal. Yes. So she helped me to locate me to Chairperson's LC1 place, and when we brought our idea of transforming the community, the Chairperson LC1 really welcomed it and welcomed us. So we went ahead, the Chairperson did a schedule, and we met farmers, a group of farmers, and when we really did the community dialogue, identifying what they need, their needs, and other things depending on what the community is in, or the situation analysis, we found out that the farmers are really eager to learn, especially in 3 projects. That is the piggery project, banana production, and vegetable growing. And these 3 projects is where we had to put more emphasis on those projects. So it was actually a Saturday evening when we met that group of people and we discussed their needs assessment. And through that, it's where I found out that they are really eager in learning about those projects. So the ideas were shared and implemented to start a collective group. Of course, when we had that discussion, we had to come up with a suggestion of starting a collective group, so as we can always meet as a group in one place. We've always met from here, and there is another place up. It's where we normally meet, but as time went on, we had to go in different farmers' homes, because whatever we practice here, we transfer it to other farmers' places. So our major goals for forming or for coming up as a group, it was to increase the farmers' household income. Of course, we say that when we meet as a group, it means that we shall work collectively, and in the end we achieve our goals. And one of our goals was to increase our farmers' income, to reduce malnutrition within our homes, to increase the food basket or reduce the food insecurities, and to have access to quality inputs and promote market access. And therefore, this group was initially formed, which is under the process of registration, and currently it has got 40 registered farmers or members. And having these farmers have eagerly started implementing the projects based on their needs assessment. For example, we've come up with the project of, I will be explaining how the project of piggery, the project of banana, and project of vegetable growing is going, or it is continuing. And since then, the form of transformation, or what we normally say in Roots Africa, that we are here to transform our communities according to the pillars of Roots Africa. We are transforming communities into better ones. So the form of transformation had to start, and this was done with an incredible support that all facilitation from Roots Africa. So wherever you see me coming, it is this thing that always supports me to come into these communities, and I help these farmers to train me. So you can clap hands for this incredible team. They have actually done a very great job. And all these 3 projects that we focused on, it is because of you, and so far we are somehow, as we shall be visiting the projects.
yakulira East Africa mu nsi yonna essaawa eno kubanga y'omwe yatuula n'agamba nti nakulira mu Afirika nenfuna omukisa ne ngenda mu Amerika, naye nkola ntya okulaba nti abantu bange naleka mu Afirika nga baabonaabona enjala ng'ebaluma, njiyayo ekintu atiste ekiyinza okulaba nti nno kiibwa abalimi naddala abalimi, kibo ekisooka okulaba nti bwe balima tebifiira mu nnimiro nga terina katale.
So happen Murora?
You guys need to stay close so that
Yeah. We need to. So we have done a number of projects. And we are doing it here. You can come and have a look at. Yeah. Yes, that's West Africa. We have such a number of projects, and this place majorly is known for banana growing. So bananas is a banana is our staple food. Yeah. Wherever you go here, it's bananas. You see, because of the environment. However, due to time and population growth, land is overused. So now that's why we are now hungry for technologies. So when we got our comrades in Roots Africa, we said because we were getting small bunches and do the size of our families, so we're becoming hungry and our children are becoming malnourished. But now we are trying to set up a model farm here. Yeah, this is one of our members, but we work together and set this project. So we do intercropping. So you see some grass, there has been some cabbages here. So soils are fertile, but we still need some technology so that we can improve on what? Yep. On profits. So we have been with the cabbages, you see. This one feeds the white, is a medicine to cattle for the owner, but we have been having a vegetable garden as the bananas grow up. So we don't only leave the area vacant, we put in other crops. So we can proceed the nursery beds.
Once again, my name is John Mugeni and I am an extensionist. The best thing we have involved ourselves to do with farmers is to equip them with practical knowledge on how to overcome the most challenges in farming. Most importantly, as Social Chemicals Uganda, we equip our farmers with climate smart agriculture, the seeds, the chemicals and the rest. When we are very sensitive of our nature, we normally encourage them to do regenerative agriculture, farming at the same time conserving our environment.
So I guess our pig is here for the group. So as we were told by Antonio, units of income is becoming a problem to many families. So we decided when we came together, we said let's have a pig that will give us piglets to solve our problem. We can solve the problem, our problem together. So we bought this one. Now we are trying to raise it up. We collect money to buy the feeds. So this is what we are doing, and we're expecting at least by the beginning of next year, we shall have piglets from this one. It's faster growing. Yeah, this is the one which is here.
this homestead. Another one is in another place, but this one, they are of the same size. We bought 3 years ago.
Of the state and the disease management.
Okay.
So because of these farmers don't have enough money, I told them that we can't feed everything on the maize plant because it's expensive. So this concentrates and maize plant is expensive. So in the morning they normally give them this concentrates, all the feed that are manufactured. Then in the evening or afternoon they bring in greens. That's why you see. As one of the ways to promote agriculture and have diverse sources of income, we also came up with an idea of planting fruits in someone's land. Of course, this is a fruit that is called house avocado, and it normally yields at 2 years, only 2 years, and it says it actually stops from here. So it normally gives you almost 50 kilograms per year, and sometimes it can go beyond per harvesting. So when we brought the idea to this farmer, he really bought it, and he said, yes, I can also be one of the farmers plant house avocado, even if I don't have enough land, but I can put house avocado along my boundaries of the land. So as you can see, we started from there, the house avocado planting to here, and we stretched up to their end in corners, on boundaries in corners. So it's where we planted house avocado, and we helped this farmer that he or she, he can increase income in the long run, and also have a diverse of income generations from different projects. So in our house avocado plantation, we had to dig a pit, 3 feet hole, and in that 3 feet hole we had to remove, of course, the deep soil, and then we on planting we had to take it back, bringing the topsoil and taking it back, so as we can create that space for root development. We don't want house avocado to be on top, because it's planted on top. It's not planted down like other plants. It's planted on top, but we want it to have that space when it is developing that is very soft, that roots can emerge quickly. So as you can see, that is the design that is very appropriate for planting house avocado, and the spacing size that you can see from one avocado to another.
Roots Africa!
Change is possible!
Roots Africa!
Change is possible!
What started as a student initiative has now become calling mission to empower farmers, transform communities, and contribute to reach Africa's ultimate goal of eradicating poverty and hunger in Africa. Through the Piggery Demo Farm Enterprise, we have had the privilege of training farmers in Twamba and beyond on modern agronomic practices, sustainable piggery, and integrating piggery with crop production. We have witnessed hesitation turn into confidence, fear turn into action, and doubt turn into results. Farmers who have once thought piggery was too risky now build proper housing, feed their pigs correctly, and manage diseases effectively. Seeing this pride, hearing their gratitude, and knowing that these changes directly improve their livelihood has been deeply fulfilling for us as a team. One of the milestones that fills us with pride is helping farmers as a cooperative. Many have struggled. The mentorship and training we receive through Roots Africa has been transformative. Our mentor works with us patiently, teaching that being change makers is about standing with people, not about them. We have learned to listen deeply, celebrate small victories, and persist through challenges. These experiences have reinforced that meaningful change is practical, measurable, and deeply human, and that each action we take contributes to the larger fight against poverty and hunger. Emotionally, this journey has opened our hearts. We have seen mothers smile because of piggery profits, now pay their children's school fees because they are able to integrate piggery and crop production to increase on their household income. We have seen youth regain pride in agriculture. We have seen communities come fragmented, come together with hope. Every training, every handshake, every farmer success strength. We believe that Roots Africa is not just a program, but it is a movement that breathes life into dreams, uplifts communities, and fights poverty as its roots. Looking ahead, our vision burns brightly. In the next 5 years, we are determined to transform the piggery demo farm enterprise into leading piggery enterprise in Uganda, a hub of excellence where farmers, students, and leaders come to learn, practice, and replicate sustainable farming systems. This enterprise will go beyond big production, big agriculture, and transform livelihoods by empowering farmers to be productive, self-sufficient, and united. We aim to contribute directly to Roots Africa's mission of ending hunger and poverty in our communities. Our journey with Roots Africa, Mountains of the Moon University Agroecology Club, and Changemakers program is not just our story, but it is a story of resilience, a growth, and transformation shared with every farmer, mentor, and fellow change maker we have worked with. We are deeply grateful to Mr. Cedric Nwafa, Dave Pierce, Chunkster, Dr. Meg Frido, Karen Maswali, Eli Kasirye, Martin and Wazira Tadeo Apuli, our mentor Mr. Godson Kelly, Mountains of the Moon University Agroecology Club, all the board members, and the entire Roots Africa family for believing in us, mentoring us, and giving us platform to dream, act, and lead. Roots Africa has planted a seed of purpose in us, and we are determined to grow into a tree that provides shade, sustenance, and hope, while contributing to the eradication of poverty, hunger across Africa. Roots Africa, Roots Africa, Roots Africa. Change is possible.
Change is possible.
Thank you.
Member of the association every week and try to practice what they learn, what change makers train them, and practice it directly in a farmer's garden, especially on banana farming.
Ekintu ekindi kibatwegesezeyo bakatwegesa kusevinga mu kitebe kwekora ensawo y'ekitebe.
Another thing they learned from the change makers is personal savings in their association.
Batwegeseze ebi n'otuyire tukatandika kwawura sente buli kyamukaga twawura 2,200 nkamemu.
And then after learning that, they started saving as an association, and every Saturday each member saves 2,000 Ugandan shillings.
Ezo sente zikusevinga n'otweyira akasente akaguzire kyana ky'empunwe.
And from that money they saved, it's where they got the money that bought the piglet they have now as association.
Hanyuma mu bigufu,
in short,
ebigambo ebindi bihandikirwe omusekretari waitu najja kubibasomera biri mu kitabu bihandikirwe.
and other words are written by the secretary in the book that will be read to you.
And the
chairman requests to allow him to stop from here. Thank you so much. Africa, Roots Africa. Change is possible. Change is possible. Change is possible. It is really possible.
Roots Africa.
change is possible.
Roots Africa.
Change is possible.
Kiwanda farmers. Change is possible. Kiwanda farmers.
Change is possible.
Kiwanda farmers.
Change is possible.
From each and every one of you.
Aja kuba na yega kamuhaka mukuruga muri nywena korona na yego rurimi rwaiti.
So Apuli and the rest of the team have been telling me about this community, and I did not believe that a community that would start in April or May.
Yes, it started in May.
Yeah, so a community that would start in May would really move as fast as you all have moved. It's truly inspiring for us.
Yeah, so Apuli na timu yona bagenzi baitu abandi bona babeire ne bamugambira.
And the way we look at this community, we don't look at you all as if you really need us. We think that in the African community we have a lot of resources, we have resilience, we have innovation. And if we all come together and we work together collaboratively, we can transform our communities and transform our lives.
Thank
you for trusting a young student to leave the institution and come into their own community, because some people could have said, no, I'm not going to listen, but you all are open. So those are the types of community that we want to work with, and I would like to commit that we will keep this partnership for years to come. So let's keep on going. We are excited. We are looking forward to this. This is a relationship that will take years and years upon years, and we'll continue to work with you so that you become a model city for other communities to see. So thank you so much.
Roots Africa. Change is possible. All the farmers. Change is possible. All the farmers. Change is possible. All the farmers. Change is possible.
Ekitoke ekyo nekikozere he was excited when we told him about managing plantation. So the plantations are now managed well. They can get good budgets on the plantation, and they can also get some greens or vegetables through intercropping.
Omukasumi akanje turakyaleho emyaka nekiyongera nimujja kuja nimusanga nikira kimuhana.
He believes that in the coming time he will be having something which is greater than this one.
Ngasima mwebali kumbaga mwanzi.
Thank you so much.
Already inside all these plantations, it is the same we do for here. Then we go to these farmers weekend. We transform what we have to farmers' house.
Maybe to work a bit, this is what I was telling you, that when they meet these farmers, they don't have to destroy what they found there. They have to improve what is already existing. Yeah. So when you see here, you will see that they have removed some. Yeah. So they have to improve it until they adapt what is.
That's why they're planting.
Yes, they keep comparing results.
I decided to look for breeds of pigs because they have been rearing but not getting money what they want. But now here are the pigs. You can see this one brought them in May. This one.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah.
Is there next to this? Sorry.
Thank you all for your hard work, your dedication. I appreciate you guys more. You inspire everything that we do.
abasike mwera gora marana abashike bakura bakura y'ingare ndakeka bakura.
It will be just the answers we can follow because the program very well.
It will be futile to have the university come here, the students stay on many years and have nothing to do with the community. The university is a center of knowledge, center of skills, center of innovations, and the community are ready out there to receive what is taught at the university, skilled at the university, in order to help all of us grow together, to empower them, to empower the farmers, become change makers within their communities. When you teach one farmer, he interacts with another farmer interacts with another farmer, and the whole thing scales up to having the whole communities of farmers educated through one effort by Mountains of the Moon University. This partnership, which began 3 years ago with a visit from the Roots Africa team, led to establishment of the MMU Agroecological Club with Clovis Kabaseke, who gave the opening remarks, serving as its first patron. Key aspects of the partnership. Roots Africa equips this university, especially the students, of course, with innovative farming techniques. I'll repeat, innovative farming techniques. I said our niche is agriculture. We are not going to do it the traditional way. We are going to do it the innovative, scientific way, so that others learn from Mountains of the Moon University. This is to enable the students and the university community to become leaders who drive positive change. The partnership emphasizes practical training in agroecology. Practical training in agroecology. Agroecology is also agriculture, improved agriculture, scientific agriculture, which respects the environment, which does not include destruction of the environment or modification of the environment, but works with the environment to improve the agriculture itself, such as do composting making, to enhance soil health and boost crop production. Actually, so far, agriculture revolution in Uganda has started, and we should maintain the momentum to catch everybody. After all, we are working with the farmers.
Abarere. Okay, so we are ready.
Change is possible, change is possible, change is possible.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Okay, so now we're talking about Africa doesn't need charity, but it needs change makers. That is a huge mindset shift that we are asking, that we are saying, and I know exactly where we are as Africans. We've seen promises broken. We've seen people come in, give us solutions that will not last. We've seen so many, the cycle always repeats itself. But as I sit in this room, as I've interacted with changemakers, visited Lucy's community, visited Kagote community, I am seeing that what we are preaching here, that Africa doesn't need charity, it truly needs changemakers. It is real, and if we can follow certain principles, guiding principles, to ensure that we stay on this path of owning our own destiny, because we always sit and we wait that somebody is going to come and save us. That person is not coming. People will come and partner with us once we started that journey. But that person is not coming, that will come in and say, hey, this is the solution, I have the solution for you that will change your life. They will come with what they think is a solution, but it will not last. If we own our own problems, own our own solutions, then we will be able to, we will be successful. One thing that I always share with our changemakers is that nobody should care about your institution more than you. Nobody should care about your community more than you. Nobody should care about your country more than us. Our changemakers, our farmers, they've seen the opportunity and they've taken on that opportunity. That is what we mean by Africa does not need charity, it needs changemakers. Those changemakers are the people that have the courage to say yes when the opportunity show up, not because it's easy, not because it's a shortcut, not because there is a golden bullet that will solve all of your problems. They know that through that hard work, through that grind, through that care, that's how we transform Africa. That's how we ensure that we do not need charity. We need partners that can come in, partner with us to give us the space to grow and be impactful. The other piece that I would like to highlight today is the communities that we have in Roots Africa. There is one key thing: community has gravity. We need to pull back to the source of where we come from, where our students come from, where our changemakers come from, and ensure that what we are learning in these institutions are going back to our communities. We have a system in the US called the land grant model. That model ensures that the experts, those that have gone through education, takes knowledge from their institutions and go back to the community with it. That model does not exist or is not functional in our continent. But today, each and every changemaker in here is making that model possible. In the US, we have about one extension agent, and for those that do not know who an extension agent is, it's somebody that takes knowledge from an academic institution and takes it into their community. We have one of those extension agents to over 250 farmers on average. In Africa, we have areas where we have one extension agent to 10,000 farmers. We have farmers that have never seen an extension agent. But today you have changemakers here that are going in and bridging that gap. But this is something miraculous that these students are doing. That in and of itself is amazing. For a student to leave their institution, take the knowledge and go train farmers is powerful. But for that student to do it as a business, that is insane. That's why that's how you ensure that when we say Africa does not need charity, it needs changemaker, you're taking a student that's in an academic institution that should be waiting for the government to give them a job. They're creating a job, and not just creating a job, they're transforming community. That is what we mean by Africa does not need charity, it needs changemakers. These changemakers need support, but they are owning the solution and they are owning the problem. So today, we're going to hear from a lot of our pods that are going to come out, and they will tell us about the innovations that they're doing.
The vision of empowering farmers with safe, eco-friendly, and affordable organic pesticides that will protect their crops, safeguard the environment for sustainable development. Meet Amina, a farmer in the Kabote village. She is feeling headache. She has itching eyes. She has an irritating skin. And guess what? When we ask her, she tells us she wakes up early in the morning and she sprays her tomato garden with a synthetic pesticide. But guess what? Amina is just a representative of the 6,300 cases that Uganda registers yearly of pesticide poisoning. And guess what? The sad story is 270 of those cases of those people died due to pesticide poisoning. But here we are, as Kabote Community Group, with a solution for all this, the Scotch pest, organic pesticide. This is a pesticide that is made from locally available materials. But this will not only protect the crops against pesticides, against pests, but also create healthy communities. How does this work? We source surplus as raw materials from the crop, from the farmers. Process this into a pesticide, but also return the pesticide to the farmers, but with training on how to properly use this pesticide. And why now? This comes at a time when we are experiencing.
Wow, how does this swine farm solutions work? We go to communities, our community of focus, which is Keyhole. We do needs assessment and we go ahead and do resource mapping. This is through the community surveys. Then after, we do establishment of demonstration farms and train farmers on how to effectively manage pigard production and banana plantation. Thereafter, we, the swine farm solutions, we grow the tree, but we don't plant. We go ahead and monitor our farmers, how they have adopted and implemented the techniques and the skills they have attained. Evaluate them, how they are using for the success and progress of our aim.
Why swine farm solutions we are coming now? We are seeing that there is a likelihood of farmers losing up to 60% of their bigger investment in the next 3 years if we don't come now, cap those challenges the farmers are facing. Also, due to increasing population in the country, the demand for pork production is increasing also. So, here swine farm solutions, we have to come in and increase on the production of the pigs.
Oh, great. What is the impact? The swine farm
innovativeness in these trainers, apart from telling them to clean the styles and whatsoever, what have you done or what do you want to do? How innovative are you being in your trainings? What change are you creating?
Solve the problem of poor breeds and poor maintenance. That's it.
And then the second part of that question is the innovativeness of what you
project we shall have. By the end of 2026, we expect to have a net profit of $500 US, and by the end of 2028, we shall have raised to $7,890. So, there are very many people who are trying to give the same services that we give, but we are better. Here, we are more affordable. Many vets, if If you have a farm and you try to bring a vet to the farm, it is very expensive. But we are affordable. We have the technical training because we are vet students. We also take heart. We also take the initiative to collect market linkages for our farmers. We collect their birds and help them access better market. Then we also go and engage our community. We do not work on our own, we work with our farmers. We are not going to stop at this. In the future, we want to raise black soldier flies, Azola, train 1,000 farmers by 2028, introduce hydroponics. Therefore, we shall formulate cheaper feed alternatives for our farmers. It is at this point that I implore you to give us funding and also a bigger platform such that we can extend our demo farms, such that we can buy training kits, such that we can conduct more poultry farmer outreaches and expand our demo farms. Thank you.
You do have skills that you need to train the farmers, because we are seeing she lost the birds because she lacked skills on how to manage a farm. We would appreciate if you have the skills to train her better to manage the farm. So my question is, have you trained your team? Do they have the skills to train these other farmers?
So our team is of 5. All of us are doing veterinary medicine and we are in our year 3. That means we have gone through year 2, which is basically animal production. We've done poultry production and we've had a recess where we've been at poultry farms.
Our mission is to have high quality chocolate production. Our mission is to also have a sustainable chocolate that will be able to help our farmers to improve their livelihood. And part of that is we support our farmers by getting those raw material from them. Our problem is it is so sad for us that we have so many cocoa producers in Liberia, so many cocoa farmers in Liberia, but we don't have processing material. So we have to wait for imported chocolate first before we consume them. So it is so sad for us. So with that, we have come with the solution that we can produce our own local chocolate that is affordable to our farmers, it is accessible to our farmers, that they will be able to consume it. Why now? It is now because we are tired of taking in imported material that some of them are even expired, that is damaging our life in Liberia. It is also now because we are tired of depending on them. We want to have our own thing. We believe that with all of the training that Root Africa has given us, we believe that we are able to make it on our own. We are able to stay on our own. And how can we do this? Of course, we have strong partnership with our farmers. We cherish them a lot. We have them and we work with them. And we believe that with this business idea, we are all going to work together to have a successful and sustainable chocolate that is locally made in Liberia. We have our competitors. Our competitors are those who import chocolate into Liberia. And what makes us distinct from them is our chocolate is locally made, it's of organic, and it is of high quality. But as for them, it is expensive and it is not just easy to access. Thank you.
Judges, we also have our milestone that we have started producing as a business organization. Our Grand Ambassador is fully into production, and our community partnership is of high. We have partnered with our farmers and we are working together. What next? We still want to scale up our production. We want to improve on our branding. We want to have access to more training. Part of Judges, we have our business model. We are invested 5,000 into our business. For the first year, we are producing 200 kg of cocoa. Now, we sell a bar of chocolate in Liberia for $2.50 for our local chocolate. Unlike the importers who sell for $10, $15 USD. But for us, we sell for $2.50. Now, we are producing 200 kg of cocoa every year, and we are investing. If you multiply that by our production, you're going to have 10,000 revenue per year of our production. So if you 20 of this, we produce it within 1 gram of cocoa, 1 kg of cocoa. So if we have 1 kg of cocoa and then we produce 20 of this, if you times that by 200 kg, we have 4,000 bars of cocoa. And if you times that 4,000 bars of cocoa by $2.50, we have 10,000 revenue per year. If you run out that all the way in 5 years time, you have 58,000 every year as our profit. Thank you ever so much. So we also want to encourage you. You have to be part of this journey. You have to be part of us that, yes, indeed, Agro Ambassador will be the first company to introduce chocolate production in Liberia. That we will see that our local farmers will be able to afford to buy chocolates and eat. Thank you ever so much.
And judges, I'm going to provide their slides.
However, for me, I just want to understand, is this something that you've started already or you're just doing a pilot?
Yes.
Okay, if you started already, give us some of your profit projections. Are you able with everything to make profits out of it?
So we started first as a business, and then we started very small. We started with the amount of $200 that we invested in our business. In Liberia, we didn't have a machine, so we borrowed machine to do our production. And after our production, we buy other materials that we need to use, ingredients, before we start our production. So when we did our first production with the $200 we invested, we had like 50 kg of cocoa at a time that we produced. Now after our production at a time, we were selling, because we were new, we needed more customers. We were selling for $1.50. So when we started selling $1.50, we accumulated like we actually lost in that business. We didn't get any profit because we were just coming. We needed to introduce our business to the community and the farmers. So we lose. But then we still have that courage that yes, indeed, we can make a good business partner with the community. We can still have that. So we decided to continue our production. We begin to produce again. And this is our second production for Agro Ambassador. So we are doing this not because we need more profit or we need to get rich, but we are doing it because of the constraint we see in the community. That there are many people, if these are all Liberians, and then you ask them how many of you are eating chocolate, only a few, maybe the judges and those people. Tell you, yes, because they cannot afford to buy chocolate and eat. So for that reason, if we can make this chocolate, majority of people living in Liberia can afford to buy this and eat. Thank you.
25% of his pineapple production. So it's so painful for us to see an entire farm. You produce and you find 25% of your production goes to this. That's why we as Agro Evolvers Club came up with a mission to provide a delicious, healthy, and affordable pineapple jam to the community and increase sustainability. Yeah. So we discovered some problems in the community and we realized that actually farmers, they have problem of post-harvest losses. Then there is also no income streams for them. So that's why we developed sweet pineapple jam. This jam is 100% organic, made of natural, and it is. We didn't add anything artificial. Everything we have here, it's organic and natural. It's in our locality. We have oranges, honey, and water that's been added to this jam. You may wonder, how do we do this? Well, we source this locally from the farmers, process them into jam, and then supply to our consumers. So why now? In Uganda right now, the government is pushing for agro-processing and value addition. There's also import substitution, where people are preferring the locally produced goods to the imported one. There's also buy Uganda, build Uganda. So we're trying to make something that is for the community. So how does this impact the community? During goal number 1, which says no poverty, and goal number 2, 0 hunger. So we're trying to tackle that problem as well. So then, how do we do this? Bring it back, please. How it works, that one I already talked about it. Next slide. Why, that one's already talked about. Then now, the community. The competitors. What's the difference between us and our competitors? Our product is organic. It's organic. We didn't add any additives, and we price it at a slightly lower cost compared to our competitors. And then the milestone in January, between January, we were able to get mentorship from Roots Africa. Then in March, we carried out a pilot study and developed our product. In June, we launched and were able to sell to our first customers. This September, towards the end, we are aiming at certifying it so that by October, we shall be able to sell to supermarkets. Next slide, sir. Our financial model, we have our projection, the revenue projections we get from the sales, then the expenses we have, or the cost of production, then the total cost of production. The estimation I've given in here, it's only for this size of a pineapple. The cost of production is 10,000, but what we generate is 20,000. So we're making a profit of 16,000. And then what we need from Roots Africa, it's partnership. We need partnership, we need funding, we need connections, and then we also need a mentorship, more mentorship. We've already been mentored. So this is the team that we're working with, and then it's a point of an appreciation to Roots Africa. We really thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to be on this stage. It's a privilege, it's an honor. We're so appreciative of your efforts. Thank you.
Observe the protocol, and he thanks the old farmers and the entire community for being here, for making this day become a success.
Itwe Kazingo Farmers Group,
as Kazingo Farmers Group,
tukatandika ebiro byokwezi 12 okwezi kwa kasatu mwaka 2025.
They started on 14th March 2025.
Baitu kubanza kumanya laitu ndekererezi kurora twakwatana na Roots Africa rundi nebitongole bindi bitukonyire nkabosho chemicals bakwataniza na ba facilitator baitu.
But to get connected with other organizations like the Roots Africa and other organizations.
Tikatandika na Mr. Antonio wakana chasoma MMU ka student.
It started with Mr. Antonio, who was then a student at NMU.
Yeizaga ombyaro byeituoku aliko mwegi na akora kuseruliriza research.
He was by then a student, but he used to visit these villages or in times of his research.
Abaitu byamazire atugambira ngo nakoraga n'abantu abamu ebitongole bimu ka Roots Africa.
But when he finished his studies, he told them that he has connections and a partnership with some other organization, for instance, Roots Africa. Because by then as a student he was being sponsored or helped by parents, but thereafter he got in touch with these organizations.
So bakekora mu mulimo batandika kuyita basoboreraho ekitongole Roots Africa bayizaga naito batukonyera ekikuru kutwegesa habo kuba twabagonza muno twali twine kugumirirwa omukulima obubelemezi twatanga obutwali tulima itwe kabantu abukera bolengo lwahazi.
Now from there with his friends they used to visit these villages, especially telling them more about agriculture and of course with connections from Roots Africa.
Tukonyira mubingi kakwangira kubaza byona nturwa bwire bwizire baitu ekikure tugeremo tutandikire koragana n'abantu bano batukonyire twali tulema ebyokulya ntukosemba zitakumanya tukulembe zitakumanywa zitakusajikwa bya technologies baitu obwizire obwirobu sizone hoyire tukozere kurungi muno kandi muranizoka kurungi na group yetu hali abo kwa tukatunga amagoba musizone hoyire.
Wow, he said that they have been helped in various ways, but specifically they have taught them how to do agriculture in a very best way, using the best chemicals that even help them to go to get good outputs. As you see them, as you see, they look so much beautiful and handsome.
Ya tulibantu bagabo amatumu abiri gatabo butaisa ebi mutwali tubikora byokulema vegetables kusemeza bitoke baitu abebembezi baitu bandi batukonyera bagamba tugireho icumi lya kabiri tutandike kulindaho empunu kulima bitoke nebindi.
They would only do farming to do with banana plantation and the rest, but now they came in, they were helped or they were told to do even what we call double production, that is alongside rearing of animals.
Nabwechi akaire kanu tuli mukulinda empunu kaba members tukekora mu mulimo twagule ebyana by'empunu hati tukulinda kandi karongorage cyane cy'empunu kimaru mwaka kitakazeyi bwetu hati ekyintu kiguzire kumala emyezi gunu gwa katano kerolirire kwema kandi tunherangu kiramara okuzara gwagora mu lwetu buli muntu neza kutunga so amakageti twino kunyera koto muntu iza koroberwa umbomezi wetu bwa bulikira.
These days they rear a variety of animals, of course domestic animals, for instance pigs, that it is no longer how it used to be. A piglet could even grow for years, but these days in a very few months, say 3 or 5, you get a vibrant or very good breed.
So mkusuru gabo bigufu mara yire habandi abara bahulirize basobole kutwika kwa neto abantu abulikiro tufokera hati bakuku mubyo kulisa okulima no kulisa kandi okiri nisimeranga kira nakuba akaire twine kataito mwebale muno nisimera kimubona bali hano akwatu mazire kumanyangana.
Distinguished guests, esteemed changemakers, valued partners of Roots Africa, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On behalf of His Majesty, the King of Toro, and the people of our kingdom, I extend my warm greetings to you all. It is my great honor to join you as a guest of honor at this Roots Africa Symposium 2025, an event dedicated to empowering youth, strengthening agriculture, and shaping the future of our communities. Toro Kingdom has a proud history of preserving while embracing progress in recent years. We have laid out clear development priorities, the restoration of our heritage sites, the rehabilitation of the Rukwarato and royal tombs, addressing county-level challenges through responsive governance and mobilizing our people for monthly town cleanups to foster civic pride and environment stewardship. These initiatives reflect our vision of a Toro that is both rooted in tradition and forward-looking development. This vision is strongly supported by organizations such as Roots Africa. Roots Africa is building a generation of young agricultural entrepreneurs who transform farming into a business. Through their changemaker model, students and recent graduates are equipped to train farmers, reduce post-harvest losses, introduce technologies like solar drying and storage, and connect farmers to markets. By addressing county-level challenges in agriculture, Roots Africa strengthens local food systems. Our environmental initiatives, such as the monthly cleanups, by increasing farmer earnings and creating youth jobs. They contribute to the economic vitality that enables the kingdom and restore and sustain its cultural heritage. Roots Africa shows us that agriculture, when done with vision and innovation, can be the foundation of both prosperity and dignity. In this journey, we must also recognize the invaluable role of Mountains of the Moon University, which stands as a beacon of higher learning within our kingdom. The university provides the intellectual foundation and research, and young people need to solve real challenges: coffee, hydroponics, and biopesticides. With this triad, the Kingdom for Cultural Leadership, Roots Africa for Entrepreneurial Transformation, and Mountains of the Moon for academic grounding and research, we are building a living ecosystem where knowledge, culture, and enterprise reinforce one another. To the young change makers present here today, you inspire us. Each idea you pitch, each enterprise you build is part of a greater story of Africa's transformation. As an African proverb reminds us, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Let us go far together with the kingdom, with Roots Africa, with our universities, and with each of you playing your part in creating lasting solutions for our people. I commend Roots Africa for governing this important symposium and reaffirm the Kingdom of Toro's commitment to work hand in hand with partners who advance for cultural, social, and economic progress. May this gathering ignite ideas, partners, and actions that will continue to transform not just our kingdom, but Africa as a whole. Now, I think the language for the youth is changing. They have words they have never been using, or they were neglecting certain words. Words like value addition, now they can talk about value addition. And when they talk about it, you see it, they are talking just from their hearts. I know now already they have changed. Now, words like Uganda is not a dumping pit, or Africa, that is good to hear from the youth saying that. Organic, they never used to talk about things like organic. They know another thing, but now it's good. Looking for platforms, they were saying they want platforms, more platforms for the change, which is good. They are supporting their fellow youths. This is really nice because they are talking about supporting their fellow youths. That is very good. And They are no longer lamenting. They have come out of that book of the Bible, Lamentations. They are now talking like the youths who are really focused, promoting their own. Now they know who they are. They have started promoting their own. They have started promoting their products, which is really good. And I think as Africa, we are going to be proud and we are going to make money. This money we are taking in to baby donors and what have you, we are going to make our own money through our youth. They are asking for more trainings. Youth never wanted this business of trainings and what have you. It was like none of their business. But now they are concentrating, they want trainings. They are talking about production and processing. They know now what is production and they know what is processing. We are proud to hear the youth talking that. Now they can appreciate. Most of the time the youth were not appreciating, but now they can hear appreciating Roots Africa, appreciating changemakers, appreciating them. You go through where Frederick is the CEO, get your certificate, come and take a photo with the chief guest. Changemakers 2020 party. Can you share them up, ladies and gentlemen? These are winners. Yeah, please. You pass through there, receive your certificate. Yeah. What did my university? On the floor. Can you share them up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Makerere University Changemakers. On the floor. Could you please leave? Yeah, that is Makerere. Makerere, this is go to the other side. Thank you. You see you. Their check of US dollars 250. Would have sat up to this very time. So Aboli, we appreciate you so much because of that act. CEO of Roots Africa, we can't thank you enough. Together with your team, a round of applause, please. We are here because of none other than the brains of Mr. Nafo Cedric. It is because of his brains that all this is happening. How much better can we thank him? I know a round of applause is not enough, but let's offer it because it's what we can offer. All the teams represented here from the various universities, we can't fail to recognize you. Gulu, which is, I'm sure no, it's not the farthest. It's farthest in national, but internationally, we have a team from Liberia. I know you have put in a lot. I came back from Gulu University, yes, on Saturday, after attending a Deans of Students conference, together with the guild leaders, and we tested how far that
place is. You drive a distance of over 620 kilometers. So who are we not to give you a round of applause for moving all that long distance?